Hello, this is Tastygraph, and I'm the developer for this game project. It doesn't have a name yet, but, I'm sure I'll come up with one at some point. Basically, it's a top-down shooter, but it has a twist. You can make your own spells, and I'm going to show you in this video. So I'm just going to start up the game. Hopefully the music is not too loud, or the sound effects. You basically control with WASD, and shoot and aim with your mouse. Tons of mobs showing up, and there's a warning here at the bottom telling me that a boss is about to spawn. I've turned the spawn rate up really high so that we don't have to wait ages for a boss. As you can see, it's not really getting hurt, at least not very much. And I have loads of mana, as you can see down here, so I'm gonna open up my spell maker, which will pause the game. And this allows me to make my own spell. I can select which kind of element I want to use. There's fire, water, air, earth. At the moment, they don't really have any effect on the game, but they will. Eventually, you'll have dots damage over time from fire. You'll have a snaring effect that makes the mobs walk slower on water, and you'll have air that can stun and earth that can do a knockback. But let's get to it. I'm gonna turn the damage up so that I can kill the boss a little bit faster, and you'll see that the mana cost goes up as well. So I'm gonna turn the move speed down a little bit on my spell, which in turn changes the range, so that the spell doesn't reach as far, but that's okay. I'm just gonna set it to 0.4 second cast time, which is not super good, but I'd rather not spend too much mana on these spells. Lifetime determines how long this spell lasts before it disappears, which will also affect the range because it's moving, so you can see what the range turns out. The longer the spell lasts, the more mana it'll cost. So I'm just gonna turn it down to like 1.5 second-ish. That gives me a 24-25 meter range, which is more than enough to get this boss. And I'll turn the damage up a little bit more, aka a lot. And let's make it a water spell with no effect. I could have turned on piercing, which would make it go through the mob, but since there's no other mobs here, there's really no reason to do that. An area effect, same deal. No reason to hit more than the boss when there's only the boss here at the moment. So, let's get him. Yeah, you can see it takes a fairly large chunk off of his health. And there's the boss gone. The little blue orbs are mana pots or mana spheres. See, I could essentially run around in a circle to bunch all these mobs up and then kill them in one go. At the moment, there's no bonus for killing multiple mobs at a time, but it is something that I will be implementing later. So I'm going to turn on area effect. My spell's now going to cost 40 mana, but that's okay really. Ideally I should turn it down because the mobs don't really have that many hit points, so I'll just set it to 28. And boom, there's a bunch of dead mobs. Oh yeah, and these mana thingies, they disappear if you don't pick them up fast enough. I'll switch to a piercing attack now, so we can you can see how the piercing attack goes through the enemies, and I'll just switch to air so you can see the effect on that as well. Yay! Obviously this boss is very basic. He just chases, doesn't really do anything other than that, except for, you know, hitting you when he finally catches up to you, but he really doesn't catch up unless you're slow. But I'll show you what happens when he hits me. He'll be back in a moment. You can see my health goes down and it changes color on the bar. Another thing that I've implemented is that for 5 seconds after you've been hit, you won't regen any health, so it's important to keep an eye on that as you're playing. This is something that will probably be changed as well sometime in the future, but for now I kinda like it, at least for testing purposes. Well, that was it. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any feedback or tips, whatever, constructive criticism, feel free to let me know in the comments section below. Thank you. Bye.